All right. Welcome in, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into Rinzai Zen,
Rinzai Zen.
one of the most, I think, well-known and definitely influential schools
Yeah.
of Zen Buddhism.
Yep.
We've gone through and tried to get to the core of what makes Rinzai tick, what makes it unique,
Yeah.
and really why it's had such a huge impact
Big impact.
over
Right.
the centuries.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to kind of give you a clear picture of Rinzai without, kind of bogging you down
For sure.
with too many details, but hopefully we'll uncover some things
Cool.
that might surprise you along the way.
And I think, in our research, we found going through the history, the practices, really reveals a lot about why this particular, flavor of Zen
Flair, yeah.
has really stood the test of time.
Yeah, it's
And still continues to draw people.
Let's, we got to start at the beginning. Let's go all the way back,
Back to the source.
the Tang Dynasty, China, where the Linji school emerged. And of course, the man behind it, Lin Jixuan, light century figure who had quite a reputation for a very direct, very confrontational style.
Yeah, his style was really shaped by his own awakening experience. I mean, he struggled for a long time, and then he had this breakthrough with the master Dayu, and that totally changed his perspective.
Interesting.
And that really fueled his methods. I mean, think about it, the sudden shouts. The katsu, right. And even, sometimes he would resort to physical blows, I mean, this was not your typical
Gentle.
touchy-feely kind of Zen master.
No, not at all. And of course, the famous quote,
Oh, yeah.
if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him.
Yeah. And
That sounds so extreme.
it sounds extreme, but it's really not about,
Yeah.
literal violence. It's a metaphor, right? It's a way to shock people out of that kind of
Yeah, like overthinking.
overthinking, conceptualizing their spiritual path and really pointing them to what's already there,
Yeah,
that inherent enlightened potential.
the Buddha nature.
Buddha nature, yeah. And the recorded sayings of Linji is a great place to really get a sense of this, that spirit of immediate experience that he was really trying to awaken in his students.
Yeah. So Linji kind of planted the seed, but the school itself really took root later
during the Song Dynasty.
during the Song Dynasty.
After he passed away.
And so moving kind of forward, one of the key the key concepts that we hear in Rinzai is Kensho. So what is that really all about?
Kenshu, literally, it means seeing one's true nature. So in a nutshell, it's this initial direct realization of Buddha nature. And what's really important is it's not just an intellectual understanding. It's like a shift from understanding with your mind to a kind of direct knowing, a visceral, immediate knowing. So it really transforms the way you perceive reality.
Okay, so it's like a huge change.
Yeah, it's a huge change in perspective.
But it's not the end goal, right?
It's not the end. It's more like the beginning. Kensho is like the first taste.
The first taste?
The crucial first step, right. It's the entry point to really authentic Rinzai practice. It's that glimpse that motivates you to keep going.
I see.
And it necessitates further training, right?
Yeah.
To really deepen and integrate that insight.
Into your daily life.
Into your daily life, exactly.
Yeah.
And, that emphasis on a sudden awakening, that aligns perfectly with Linji's style.
Yeah.
Right? Aiming for that breakthrough. And it's important to note, this is a little different from, say, Suchizen, which is more of a gradual cultivation.
Okay, interesting.
And it's also important to emphasize because these Kensho experiences can be so varied, so unique.
I would imagine.
The guidance of an experienced teacher is really indispensable.
So what does that rigorous post-Kensho training really look like? What are people doing?
It's really about integrating that awakening, making it a lived reality. And a lot of that involves continued engagement with
the riddles.
Yeah, the riddles, those paradoxical riddles that are designed to kind of break down our habitual ways of thinking.
Like a mental workout.
Yeah, exactly. And intensive zazen, seated meditation is still crucial.
Of course.
But it's not just about sitting on the cushion. It's about bringing mindfulness into all aspects of your life. And the Zen teacher, of course, continues to play a really crucial role as guide, providing direction. And there are, frameworks that help people along the way. For example, Hakuin's system of Kun study, provides a really structured path for this kind of post-Kensha deepening.
So let's dig into some of those.
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Core practices. We know Zazen is really important in all forms of Zen. What's unique about Rinzai Zen?
So Rinzai Zen, they emphasize posture, breath regulation, and while it acknowledges open awareness, the main focus is not just on sitting and doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's a little more active.
More active.
A little more directed, I guess.
Interesting. Okay.
And then they also have session, right, which are these periods of intensive meditation, like
retreats.
Yeah, where you're just really diving deep into practice. And then, of course, the cone introspection, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Wrestling with those riddles.
Generating that.
To generate that great doubt.
That great doubt.
Right. It's like really questioning everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a passive practice.
Not passive at all, no.
So the interaction with the teacher through Sanzen is really important too, right?
That's important. Sanzen are those private meetings where you get to present your understanding of a ko to the teacher and they give you guidance. It's a very intimate exchange.
Yeah, one-on-one.
One-on-one, yeah. And, it's really a vital part of the whole training process.
So alongside that, you have things like kinhin.
Right, kinhin, walking meditation.
Walking meditation. And samu, mindful work.
Mindful work, yeah. All those are part of the picture, too.
Rinzai also has a bit of a reputation, I think, for being
a little more
kind of, I don't know, sharp, martial.
Yeah, you could say sharp.
Where does that come from?
Well, it definitely goes back to Linji's style.
This directness.
This directness, uncompromising. But there are also strong connections historically to the samurai class in Japan.
The samurai, right.
Right. And they really valued Rinzai's emphasis on discipline, mental focus, that unwavering resolve, especially in the face of death.
That makes sense.
And so that patronage, it really shaped Rinzai's cultural image.
Okay, so how is Rinzai Zen structured in modern-day Japan?
This is interesting. It's not actually a single unified organization.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's more like 15 distinct branches.
15 different branches.
Each with its own head temple. And the largest and most influential is the Maishinji branch, which oversees a huge network of temples, as well as Hanazono University. So it's quite decentralized, which is different from some other major Zen schools.
Yeah, very interesting. And there are, of course, a lot of key figures.
Oh, yeah, throughout its history.
Who have shaped Rinzai's journey.
Well, you got to start with Linji Yixuan in China.
Right.
And his teacher, Huangbo Shiyun. And then when it comes to Japan, Mishin Aizai is the one who really brought it over and established it there.
Yeah.
Then you've got Nanpo Shmush, who founded the Chinshin lineage, very influential. And then you can't forget Hakune Akaku, 18th century figure.
Hakune.
Really revitalized Rinzai. He emphasized that rigorous kun practice.
And then, of course, D.T. Suzuki played a huge role in bringing Zen to the West.
Yeah, so it's fascinating to see how this school that started,
back in 9th century China.
Spread
throughout the world.
Has spread and evolved.
Yeah.
And continues to impact people today.
Yeah. I mean, really, when you think about it, it comes down to that sudden awakening, Kenshu, and then the intensive training to integrate that insight into your life.
It's that integration that's so crucial.
Yeah, it's not just a one-time thing. It's about making it a living reality.
And that importance of that teacher-student relationship.
Yeah, you can't underestimate that.
Yeah. So I guess our final thought for you as you go about your day is, think about how that emphasis on direct experience, challenging assumptions in Rinzai might apply to any area of your life.
It's not just about Buddhism. It's about how you approach anything. Any area of your life.
Yeah.
What beliefs might you need to question?
Yeah.
What Buddhas on the road might you need to challenge?
What's holding you back?
To really arrive at a deeper understanding.
That's the question.
Thanks for joining us. This has been a great deep dive into Rinzai.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.